Hey guys, in today's video we're talking about how to regain motivation and snap out of a rut, or how to stay motivated. So I was in a rut for a good 2-3 months right after I quit my job last year, and it basically involved a lot of Netflix and chill. So in today's video I'm sharing some tips on how I went from feeling like I'm running away from a lot of responsibilities that I have in my life, from feeling like I'm avoiding a lot of things in my life, to finally feeling like I have my shit together. So my first tip is to know yourself. I know it sounds a little silly, but it is probably the most important tip that I can give you. See, nobody is motivated 100% of the time, because nobody's graph for motivation looks like the straight line. It's usually this up and down curve. So it is up to you to know that you're currently at the low point of the curve in your life, and that is why you're feeling demotivated, and it is up to you to tell yourself that you're gonna get out of it. My second tip is to do nothing. I know it's a very strange advice to give to someone, but what I did was I basically did nothing and let things be for a couple of weeks. Because usually I'm this crazy person who's constantly asking themselves, why are you not doing this, why are you not doing that, and it's usually when it comes to these questions, it's usually a downward spiral to what was the most dreaded question in my life at that point of time, like why did you quit your job, or what are you doing with your life. I know it's not healthy, but that's the kind of neurotic person that I am. So what I did was I gave myself time and I did things that I wanted to do at that point. So I stayed up late watching Netflix if I wanted to do that. I took a few hikes when I felt like, and I even took afternoon naps, which I never ever do. And why I did all those things was to get it out of my system, because I knew that I will eventually get over it. But I know that this is not the advice for everyone, and you should do this only if you trust yourself enough that you'll eventually bounce back. So my next tip is to be present and to not overthink every single thing in your life. So like I said, my downtime involved watching a lot of Netflix, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I owned it. So it is important that you have fun with it while you're at a low point in your life. Yeah, but it's not just limited to TV shows, and basically doing whatever you want to do and not overthinking everything is kind of avoiding that grass is greener on the other side attitude. Because I know that there are days when I'm really productive and all I can think about is getting some downtime, watching Netflix, and I tell myself that I do not have the liberty, but I'm constantly thinking about all those things. And when I'm here in my downtime at the low point in my life, I'm constantly thinking about what all things do I need to do once I get back to my motivated self that I usually am. So it never really works out. It's like you're on a vacation and you're constantly thinking about all the work that you need to do once you get back, or when you're back at home and you're constantly thinking about how you need a vacation. Right? Next step is building some core habits and working on having a routine. So do you ever wonder why people who have all these routines are usually more productive? It is because by making it a habit to do all those things every single day, they're training their mind to be more productive and they're setting themselves up for success. But what also goes hand in hand with these routines is building up some core habits. So core habits are usually the things that affect a lot of different aspects of your life. Like on days when I work out, I usually eat healthier, I'm more productive, I'm in a better mood. And I always used to think that I need to change this all or nothing kind of attitude. So then it came to my mind that maybe working out is that one core habit that I really need to work on. And on a day-to-day basis, all I need to find motivation for is to go to the gym in the morning, and everything will eventually fall into place. And I know these core habits can be different for everyone. Like for someone it can be something as simple as, let's say, making their bed in the morning. For someone it can be waking up at 5 in the morning. It's different for everyone, and you need to figure out what those core habits are for you. The next tip is to use self-help books and podcasts and watch videos like TED Talks. A lot of people think that motivation is to be constantly doing something physically, but it's not. It's also about taking those rests and giving your mind the break that it clearly deserves, because it trains your mind to be sharp and more productive whenever you get back to work. Also, trying to be motivated all the time and positive and productive all the time is very unrealistic, and you also need to think about it in terms like, if you want to have really productive days, let's say if you want to work again 12 to 14 hours a day, you should know that you're eventually going to burn out. So it's also about finding the right balance and to take help from all the resources that you can find, be it blog posts, podcasts. I especially like one podcast called Gold Digger by Jenna Kutcher. So that's it for today, guys. Let me know in the comments below what kind of videos do you want to see on this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.